His oxygen hit 1%, but he gave it all to save an alien warrior who was meant to be his enemy. Rain fell in sheets on the scorched world of Karen, 7, each drop hissing as it hit the superheated Earth. Smoke curled from blackened craters where orbital strikes had landed hours before. The war was over.
For now.
But the battlefield still held its dead and its dying. Corporal Jace Rourke staggered through the ruins, his HUD blinking red. His suit's biofilter was at 1%. A sliver of breathable oxygen remained. Toxic atmosphere seeped through his armor's cracked seals. Every breath scraped like sandpaper through his lungs. His vision blurred. His joints ached. But he kept moving. He didn't even know why. Maybe it was the emergency beacon. Faint, erratic, barely audible through the static, but it pulsed with something he couldn't ignore: life. And after 3 days surrounded by nothing but death, that signal meant everything. Jace crested a collapsed ridge of metal and slag and froze. There, half buried under rubble and plasma-scorched debris, was a figure.
Alive.
Barely. She was alien, unmistakably. Tall and lean, her violet-hued skin cracked where wounds had bled dark silver. Her armor, sleek, curved with glowing blue veins, was fractured at the torso. A breathing mask was shattered at her feet. Her chest rose in shallow, painful motions. She was a Varelli. Enemy. Or had been, until 2 days ago when a truce was announced. But nobody had told the battlefield that. Jace hesitated. He could barely breathe. The biofilter on his suit hissed with each inhale. The AI voice in his helmet droned. Warning. Life support failure imminent. Oxygen reserves. 47 seconds. And yet he moved. He knelt beside her, fingers trembling as he activated his translator patch. "Hey," he said, voice raspy. "You alive?" Her eyelids fluttered. Eyes the color of liquid amethyst met his. She blinked slowly, processing, understanding, and nodded barely. He glanced at his air gauge. 40 seconds. She wouldn't last long either. Jace unclipped his mask, hands shaking, and pulled it free. The alien air clawed at his throat. He coughed, gagged, but pressed the mask to her face. She flinched. "Breathe," he choked. "Don't waste it." She stared at him in disbelief as oxygen flowed through the mask. Her lungs expanded. Some color returned to her skin. Jace slumped beside her, vision darkening. Life support. 5%. 3%. He smiled faintly. "Guess we're even now." Darkness folded around him. Jace woke to light.
Bright.
Too bright. He tried to move, but his limbs were heavy, like they were made of stone. A soft chime echoed somewhere above him, followed by a voice he didn't recognize. "You are safe, human. Remain still." He blinked. Ceiling. Clean metal. Warm white glow. This wasn't his ship, or a human base. A tall figure leaned over him. Purple skin. Silver eyes. Flowing hair like burnished steel. Her. The alien warrior. She was dressed in a medical gown now, elegant and layered like liquid glass. "You live," she said, voice soft. "Despite all reason." Jace swallowed. "How long?" 3 days. "You were found unconscious. I carried you to my outpost. Our healers stabilized your lungs with a Varellan respirator. You lost consciousness before we could explain." She paused, then bowed her head deeply. "You gave me your last breath." Jace chuckled weakly. "Wasn't using it anyway." She looked at him, something unreadable in her gaze. "You had no reason to save me." "I didn't need one," Jace replied. "You were alive. That was enough." Over the next few days, Jace recovered.
Slowly.
The Varellan technology was unlike anything humans had. Pain evaporated under strange glowing bands. Wounds sealed within hours. Breathing became easier again. She visited him daily. Her name was Selah, a highborn warrior of the Varellan Sky Guard. At first, she kept her distance, formal,
Reserved.
but Jace saw the way her eyes lingered when she thought he was asleep, the way her voice softened when she spoke to him, the way her hand trembled when it brushed his. "You're not like the others," she said one day as they walked through the recovery gardens. "Not like the humans we fought." Jace shrugged. "Maybe because I never wanted to fight in the first place." "You gave your life for a stranger," she said, her voice thick with emotion. "You shamed our entire command with that choice. Our healers say your act is considered sacred in our culture." He raised an eyebrow. "I didn't mean to start a religion."
You didn't, Selah said.
Then, softer. "But you did start something." 2 weeks passed. Then came the news. The ceasefire was unraveling. An extremist faction on both sides had rejected peace. Skirmishes ignited again, this time with more fire, more hate. And now, Jace was being sent back. "Evac ship arrives at dawn," they told him. "You've got clearance. Go home, Corporal." He nodded, but his heart sank. That night, Selah found him packing his gear. She stood in the doorway, arms crossed over her armored chest. "So, you're leaving?" "Orders." Her jaw clenched. "I don't want you to go," she said. Jace turned to face her. "Then say it." She stepped closer. "I care for you, human. I did not expect this."
It is not customary.
"But I do." Jace cupped her face in his hands, feeling the cool warmth of her skin. "Then I'm not going. They'll court-martial you." "Let them." She kissed him. It was like lightning and starlight and the stillness before dawn. But fate wasn't done with them. At sunrise, before the evac shuttle arrived, alarms blared across the outpost.
Attack.
Missile strike. Jace and Selah were thrown apart by the blast. He landed hard, ears ringing, vision spinning. Smoke. Flames. And Selah, trapped under a collapsing arch of burning metal. He ran to her, heart pounding, ignoring the pain lancing through his ribs. "Selah." She was pinned, struggling to breathe. "I'm sorry," she gasped. Jace grabbed a support beam, straining, muscles burning. The metal groaned, shifted,
Moved.
With a roar, he pulled her free. But in the process, the collapsed structure came down on him. He shoved her out of the way just in time. The next thing he knew, he was on the ground. Again. Broken. Bleeding. But alive. Barely. Selah knelt over him, hands glowing with Varellan light. Her expression was fierce, panicked. "You gave me your last breath once," she whispered, eyes brimming with tears. "Now let me give you mine." And she did. Her kind had a sacred healing rite, rare and dangerous, forbidden to use outside their own bloodlines. But Selah didn't care. She transferred part of her own life force into him, risked her rank, her future, her very soul. He woke hours later.
Whole. Alive.
She was by his side, weak but smiling. They had both given everything for each other. And now they had everything left to live for. Peace eventually held, not because of treaties or governments, but because of stories. Of a human soldier who gave his last breath for an enemy, and of an alien warrior who gave hers right back.